it gets obscene. When you see the actual numbers of pharmaceutical drug companies rake in this country in terms of like what it takes to develop a drug versus what the profit margin is, it's fucking insane. And the hurdles to get a drug, any drug, and there's an issue that they're dealing with right now with stem cells. And stem cells...
Oh, yeah, the approval of that, right?
Yes, because they're treating them like they are a drug. And the conspiracy theory is that pharmaceutical drug companies do not want the approval of stem cells for therapy, whether it's umbilical, all these different types of stem cells, because the success rate is fantastic. And they think that it could potentially cut down on profit margins.
There's certainly an incentive problem there.
Which is the same incentive against marijuana. That marijuana sales would cut down on the sales of pharmaceutical drugs.
Yeah, absolutely. And another really gross part of the system is that a lot of these drugs are actually created in our universities by researchers and scientists. And then what happens is the for-profit private pharma companies swoop in, they buy up the rights to it for very cheap, and then they price gouge and sell it back to the American people for a huge profit when it was the taxpayers who funded the research in the first place. So it's a way where they screw you twice. You have to pay for the creation of it and the research of it, and then they get the rights to it, and then they sell it back to you again and jack up the price. And then it's even worse than that because there's this guy, Alex Azar, who's the head of Health and Human Services now. Trump appointed him. This guy worked for Eli Lilly, was a price gouger. Jacked up the prices massively. Now, as the head of Health and Human Services, you know what he's in charge of? Lowering drug prices.
Oh.
So the system is just
so transparent is hilarious.
Well, and that's the brilliance of Trump, honestly. Yeah. The brilliance of Trump is that he goes out there and he says like he's populist and he's anti-establishment, but if you go issue for issue on his policies, he is massively pro-establishment. I mean, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is the perfect example of this. He picked a predatory payday lender to lead the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That bureau returned $11 or $12 billion to defrauded Americans when big financial institutions screwed them. And now he's like, yeah, let's make that worse. Let's handcuff that agency and put a predatory payday lender in charge of it. It's comical, yeah. It's comical.